Hello and welcome to Breaking News this evening. I'm Veer Raghav. We have lots lined up on the show, including a special panel to discuss another horrific case of treatment to juveniles at a correction facility in Uttar Pradesh's Agra, which was all caught on camera. But first this evening, a final salute, tribute as we mourn the two army officers and a police officer who died fighting terrorists at that ongoing encounter at Anantnag in Jammu and Kashmir. 41-year-old Colonel Manpreet Singh, 34-year-old Major Ashish Donchak, and 33-year-old Deputy Superintendent of Police Humayun Bhatt, whose father is a retired Inspector General of Police. Lives lost fighting for the country, defending it against terrorists. Our hearts go out to their families.
In just 5 years of service with the Jammu and Kashmir Police, 33-year-old Humayun Muzammil Bhatt handled tough assignments, including in his tenure with the Special Operations Group that handles anti-terrorist operations. On Wednesday morning, on his last mission, he was tracking down terrorists in these forests of the Kokarnag area. As Humayun led from the front along with the Army's commanding officer, Colonel Manpreet Singh and Major Ashish, he came under heavy firing and was critically injured. For almost 6 hours, Humayun battled for his life as he lay injured, awaiting an evacuation team that could not reach him in time due to the incessant firing by the terrorists. After an entire day's efforts, the army and the police teams finally reached, but too late. Humayun had cracked the prestigious J&K Police Service and was appointed Deputy Superintendent of Police in 2018. A second-generation police officer, Humayun's father, Ghulam Hassan Bhatt, is a retired IGP who served the Jammu and Kashmir Police Force in its most difficult time. As the body of Humayun was brought to Srinagar for the wreath-laying ceremony and the last rites, the sight of Ghulam Hassan Bhatt walking up to Humayun's body and laying a wreath was heartbreaking. Humayun was married in September last year, and just 29 days ago, the couple had a son. While his father Ghulam Hassan Bhatt tries to maintain his composure amid this tragedy, his family is a picture of the sacrifice and the human cost of terrorism in Kashmir. With Nazir Masoodi in Anantnag, Bureau Report, NDTV. Leading from the front, the men in the uniform killed in the line of duty, leading their troops against terrorists in Anantnag in South Kashmir. 41-year-old Colonel Manpreet Singh, braveheart on the field and father of a 2-year-old daughter and his bereaved son, all of 6. All that is left are the 2 grieving children and his wife, Jagmeet Grewal, an economics lecturer with the Haryana government.
मेरा दिल दा टुकड़ा शहीद हो गया संडे नू मेरी गल होई थी 3 बजे दोपहरे नू मेरी गल होई थी कहदा मैं सुत्ता पिया उठिया तुसी भी आराम कर लो मम्मी.
At his Chandigarh home, proudly displayed the prestigious Sena medal he received in 2021 as a lieutenant colonel for shooting down terrorists in South Kashmir. This clearly wasn't the first time, but tragically proved to be the last time he led operations in the treacherous area. Originally from the 12th Sikh Light Infantry, serving as a unit commander of 19 Rashtriya Rifles and Army Counter-Insurgency Corps in the valley, Colonel Manpreet had less than 4 months left in his glorious tenure on the field. In his 18-year-long career, he has shot down many terrorists, a fitting tribute to his father's legacy as an army man. Young and dynamic, Major Ashish, meanwhile, all of 34, was the only son of his parents and a father to his 2-year-old daughter. He was looking forward to meeting them and his wife Jyoti next month at his new home after shifting houses in Haryana's Panipat. But the Major's visit to Panipat 6 months ago to attend his sister's wedding was his last. In his 10-year-long career, Major Ashish received the Sena Medal too.
ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि मैं गुनहगार हूँ, कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा फील होता है उनके सामने जाने से पहले कि कहीं मुझसे ना कोई गलती हो रही है, वैसा नजर ही नहीं मिला पा रहा। परसों फिर उनकी अपनी बहन से बात हुई थी।
परसों उनसे बहन से बात हुई थी। हाँ, क्या बोल रहे थे वो?
तो उनके फादर काफ़ी बीमार थे, 5-6 दिन हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट रहे थे। तो उन्होंने बोला कि भाई छुट्टी लेके आ जा, पापा बीमार है, एडमिट है, कोई संभालने वाला है, तो अकेला है तू है। तो बोला मैं अभी आ नहीं पाऊँगा, अभी यहाँ हमारे कुछ ऑपरेशन में जाना पड़ता है बार-बार।
On their last mission, in the deep forests of Anantnag, the fearless soldiers, wounded by gunshots tracking down terrorists, lay injured for hours before evacuation teams could reach them, but too late. With Nazir Masoodi in Anantnag and Saurabh Panipat, Vedant Agarwal for NDTV.
The encounter that the two officers, army officers and police officer died fighting is still on. Remember, it's a prolonged encounter, and joining me now live is NDTV's Nazir Masoodi, who's been covering it closely for much more than 36 hours now. Nazir, what's really taking so long? What are you picking up from the officials as you speak to them in terms of what's going on at the moment?
Well, it's always the way where the place where these people are security forces are operating. In this case, it is a very, very difficult terrain, a jungle area where it appears that militants are well entrenched, and the natural caves, they provide them the hideouts. Now, for whole day today, security forces launched massive assault on those suspected hideouts, and there was all types of weapons, including explosives, rockets and machine guns that were used. There was a drone surveillance, there was a helicopter surveillance. For all sides, the security force tried to neutralize these militants, which early today morning, police said they have cornered 2 militants. In fact, named one local, Uzair Khan. But by all indication, it appears that this attack has a footprint of foreign militants. Yesterday, Army's Northern Commander-in-Chief said that foreign militants are actually infiltrating through Nepal and Punjab and then trying to disrupt peace in Jammu and Kashmir. But here in this encounter, it is really a challenge for the security force since the time it started, because the first people who were hit by the volleys of bullets were the senior officers who were leading from the front, be Colonel Manpreet Singh, Major Ashish, and DSP Humayun Muzammil Bhatt. And all the 3 died because they could not be evacuated in time because there was a heavy firing, so rescuers could not reach there in time because of the topography and the heavy firing which was going on there. So today the bodies of the officers, army officers, were finally retrieved before the army launched a final assault on suspected militant hideouts.
Right, stay with us, Nazir. We just want to play out for our viewers a report that you filed earlier in the day, just recapping the entire sequence of events and that encounter itself. Let's just play that report before we go back to Nazir.
वॉरफेयर के जो ये देखिए एक बहुत ही बड़ा जो धमाका हुआ लग रहा है रॉकेट टाइप की जो किसी मुश्तबह जगह पे यहाँ धुआं हमें दिखाई दे रहा है.
Sustained firing on suspected terrorist hideouts in the forests of Gadol in Anantnag district as the army finally retrieved bodies of Colonel Manpreet Singh and Major Ashish. The fierce assault started early on Wednesday to neutralize 2 terrorists who, according to police, have been cornered after a 36-hour-long gun battle. But in the encounter, India lost Colonel Manpreet Singh, Major Ashish and Deputy Superintendent of Jammu and Kashmir Police, Humayun Muzammil Bhatt, who were leading the operation from the front. While the 33-year-old police officer's body was retrieved, hours after he was injured, it took even longer to reach the army officers' bodies because of the incessant firing by terrorists. The Army's Northern Commander-in-Chief has said that foreign terrorists are infiltrating through Nepal and Punjab and carrying out terrorist activities in Jammu and Kashmir.
इस एरिया में ऐसा भी है कि कुछ पंजाब या कुछ नेपाल और बाकी जगह से भी बाई रोड लोग आते हैं जो यहाँ पर कुछ ऐसी हरकत करना चाहते हैं। सबसे बड़ी बात यही है इसमें कि पाकिस्तान अपनी तरफ से काफी कोशिश कर रहा है फॉरेन टेररिस्ट को यहाँ भेजने के लिए, ताकि हमारे जो भीतरी हालात हैं, अंदरूनी हालात हैं, उसमें किसी प्रकार की वो रुकावट पैदा कर सके।
The ongoing encounter has a striking resemblance to the ID attack on Army's paratroopers in Rajouri in May. 5 commandos were killed in the encounter after terrorists triggered an IED inside their hideout. Since yesterday, top army and police officers have been supervising the Anantnag encounter, which has upset the security calculations as the number of terrorists was believed to have been at an all-time low and peace was returning to Kashmir. Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah has advocated talks with Pakistan to end this cycle of terrorism.
दोनों मुल्कों ने बात करनी होगी और कुछ से मुझसे बात नहीं करने से कोई फायदा नहीं है। बातचीत करनी दो मुल्कों की है जिनमें यह फसाद है, और जब से हिंदुस्तान आजाद हुआ यह फसाद इनके साथ है। इसका हल निकालना जरूरी है।
अगर उसके ऊपर दबाव डालना है तो उसको अलग थलग करना पड़ेगा। उनको पता चलना चाहिए कि आप नॉर्मल चीजों के अंदर हमारे साथ रिश्ता तब तक नहीं कर सकते जब तक आप खुद नॉर्मल नहीं हो।
Well, it has been a very unusual situation for the army and police while fighting militancy in Jammu and Kashmir. After heavy casualties, retrieving bodies of fallen officers was the biggest challenge. The encounter indicates changing complexion of militancy in Jammu and Kashmir and the challenge it may pose for the security forces in near future. The question is, will it have any impact on the ceasefire understanding between India and Pakistan armies along the LOC? At Gadol in Anantnag, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.